What have you been doing all day without me? Oh, have you been happy? Have you had a happy day? Have both of you had happy days?
Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Whew. Sun is going down here in beautiful North Carolina in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Welcome to the live stream. I am beat down tired. I'm going to make an adjustment here. Oh, my back is sore. Big time. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Just wanted to say hello here again. It's Wednesday, about 8, a little bit before 8 p.m. I just got off the tractor and probably got rings around my ears from these things. You can see they're covered with dust. We've been out working with the landscape rake here. And the landscape rake, this one is a new addition to the farm. Greg Quigley, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired. So the landscape rake here, there'll be a video coming out next week about this. You can see it's all full of sticks and stuff right now. Let me grab one so you can see what I've got here. Let's see. So that's just what the landscape rake does. I'm out in the field and these are the sticks that are laying out in the field. And you're sitting on the tailgate of the Gator right now, by the way. We're out in the shop. Anyhow, I've been raking up sticks basically all day. It's a fairly unflattering thing. We pulled the Willis Jeep out, the chassis out into the driveway here to get it pressure washed today, but I was unable to accomplish that task. So been a long day. I've also been hauling rock dust, and fill dirt in pretty much since 8 o'clock this morning. I've got a dump truck driver friend that's putting in fill dirt. Gonna have a cool video. We're gonna take you guys in the next week or so to the rock quarry. So we're going to take you to the rock quarry and let you see what it's like to be a dump truck driver that runs rock from the rock quarry. So I am out of sorts. I don't know if you guys can see the dust coming off of me, but I'm just covered with dirt. It's been a long day. So that's the John Deere 5065. I'm getting a noise that I didn't have before, and I don't know if I just didn't pay attention to it or I didn't have it or what. Let's get over here and see if I can make this thing stop autofocusing. That's better. Hey, guys. So anyhow, the 5065 is making a bit of a whining noise, and when I let off the clutch, it whines a little bit more. So I'm wondering if it's like a throw-out bearing in there with the clutch, something to do with the clutch. I'm not positive what the heck's going on. Willis Jeep frame is sitting out here in the yard. Like I said, I got too busy today to get it done. About halfway through cleaning up this little pasture area, and you guys will get to see that. I got a phone call, and a guy wanted to buy some hay, so we went and loaded him up with hay, and just been a busy day. I wonder if I got... Nope. I wondered if I had any dust in my beard. So, that's what's up. That's what's been going on today. Burning fuel, having fun, enjoying myself. What would you recommend to fill in low spots for leveling your yard? It depends on your low spots. You know, you could call a local company and have them bring in some fill dirt for you. It depends on how many low spots you've got. If you've got a spot this big, you know, in 8 places, then obviously it's going to be a little bit different than if you have spots this big. So I wouldn't put sand in it, though. That was the question. I wouldn't put sand in it. I would put soil. If it's small enough, get you a pickup truck load of landscape soil from a local landscape place. So Ani Smith says, how's Mrs. Stoney Ridge? She's good. She's in there watching inside the house. I'm wondering if she's watching, if she's paying attention. Maybe we could talk her into bringing me a fizzy adult beverage. after a long, hard day's work. My back is a little bit on the stiff side. It's a little sore. Riding that tractor all day, it has a little suspension in the seat, a little give, but not much. And I'm riding over really, really rough ground. So that really rough ground is basically for hours and hours on end. So it's been good stuff. What's your favorite truck brand? Says Nevin J. I don't subscribe to brand loyalty when it comes to vehicles. I have a Buick, I have a Ford, I have a Chevrolet, I have an Oldsmobile, and I have 2 Dodge pickups. But I've got a Ford pickup and a Chevrolet pickup and 2 Dodge pickups. I don't subscribe to brand loyalty because the brand's not loyal to me, so why should I be loyal to the brand? I do like my Cummins Dodge diesels. I do like that. And I like that body style, that second generation Dodge Ram body style. The one that's in that movie Twister. I just like that. Ever since that movie, I guess they came out in the mid-90s when I was in high school, and I just thought it was the coolest looking truck. So that's the truck I choose. I don't drive a new truck. I drive an old truck. I drive a 20-year-old truck, and I love it. I enjoy it. It's great. I see you guys leaving comments for Mrs. Stoney Ridge to bring me a fizzy beverage. My mouth is kind of dry. 1949 8N tractor. Yeah, now that thing would be beating the tar out of you too. We put a suspension seat on the 240 Massey Ferguson, and I almost did this job with the 240, but having 4-wheel drive on this tractor really makes a big difference when I'm on an angle like this and I'm dragging a bunch of roots and dirt. There were also 2 rocks that were this big out there, and they're mostly buried, but there's like this much sticking up. So I tried to pull as much dirt to them as I could, and I got a load of fill dirt on there. That was the last thing I did today. I spread that out. We've got some trees down in that area, and we had a maple tree that was just scraggly. I left one tree over there that was good, and one that I thought might grow into something pretty, but it was just a mess, a scraggly mess. So I had my excavator guy push it over, and he was supposed to pick it up and drop it, and pick it up and drop it a couple times to shake those roots out, because this tractor can't pick up a root ball that's bigger than a tractor. So I wish I'd have got this on film. I wish I'd have had the drone out there, but I just didn't have time. I got busy doing it. But I took that big old stump, and literally the stump is as big around as the tractor is long. So it's probably 15 feet by 15 feet. And just rolled it and rolled it and rolled it, trying to shake the dirt out of it. Well, as I rolled it, it's by the pond. I'll show you this in a later video, but as I rolled it, it's by the pond, and it rolled and rolled, and as it rolled, it worked its way down the hill, further and further and closer to the pond, until I got to a point where I was like, well, I guess it's going to end up in the pond. So I just happened to get lucky enough on the last roll. Hung my bucket out over the water, and I flipped it over, and it flipped over down, and only about this much of the stump is sticking up. So we'll have some good habitat for fish and good habitat for like tadpoles and stuff like that. So it'll be a good breeding ground for fish. It's always good to have some old like stumps and Christmas trees and stuff hiding in corners in your pond so that the minnows and stuff can breathe. Somebody just sent a super chat. Who was that? Amanda Morales. Saw the wood chipper video. How long do you think it would last chipping white oak 3 inches and under? Well, it lasted all day with the wood chipper, and I've got it over here in the field still hooked to the other tractor, to the 240 tractor, and it's gonna hopefully last through tomorrow's chipping. We've got some poplar and stuff that I've cut down, some poplar and some black gum trees that I've cut down over there. And basically those will be used for firewood. We'll be loading the logs up on the back, and the logs are like this big, so they're not saw logs, and they're not good enough for cutting for saw logs, and they're not small enough to chip, so we'll throw those in the back of my neighbor's dump truck with the tractor, get the grapple, pick them up, drop them in, and get that field seeded. Up and coming videos tonight or tomorrow, we have the seed drill coming out. I need to quit saying We have the seed drill coming out tomorrow. I think it's a 10-foot seed drill. We've got to drill down some grass seed. I've got to take a trip to the grass seed / landscaping store to get some Solucal, which is a lime. Basically, it's like 3 times or twice as strong as lime or something like that. One of you guys could probably tell me. But it's called Solucal, and basically that brings the pH of the soil to a less acidic state so that grass will grow really good. So we're going to drill down grass seed. We're going to be putting down Solucal. We're going to be working our butts off in the next few videos, or next few weeks. I don't have time to edit a video and post it every day, but I'm filming as much as I possibly can on what's going on here on the farm, guys. So the sun is shining, and you got to make hay while the sun shines. So I'm booking it from sun up to sundown. So if you guys have left comments on videos recently, please forgive me. I have not had time. I've just been hitting the door, and I go until I blow until I'm tired. It's good stuff. Tonight we will have some fresh chicken, not fresh chicken, but chicken from our farm. So that'll be kind of nice. It'll be cool. My Aunt Donna's in here. Aunt Donna, where's Aunt Donna? Hey, Aunt Donna. Whew. Mad Jeeper, New Hampshire. What's Josh Bacus? Bacus says, I love your videos. He's got a 50-acre place, man. That's awesome. Lots of work, buddy. Lots of work. Have you thought about putting wheat and milo down for hay? Wheat makes straw. Milo would make straw also, I would think. So, no, not for hay. Now, when we will have a mix, and you'll see that in the video, but we'll have a mix. I would call it a here's air quote time, contractor's mix. So we're going to mix in some annual ryegrass with our fescue grass seed, and we'll mix in a little bit of clover and possibly a little bit of timothy in there. So we subscribe to Joel Salatin's Salad Bar Beef. If you guys haven't ever heard of that, if you're here from a homesteading standpoint, we're restoring the land and we want to bring nitrogen back to the soil. A natural way to do that is with legumes like peas, clover. I don't know if clover is a legume or not, but we plant clover in there. That pulls nitrogen to the soil, makes the grass go, I'm happy. So that's our goal. We don't want to use a bunch of chemical fertilizer, and the goal here on the whole farm is to not use chemical fertilizers once we get our pastures established. I can't spread wood chips on 100 acres of land. It just ain't gonna happen. It's just me, guys. Me and Mrs. Stoney Ridge. One lonely farmer's in the house. What's up, Wes? How's Wes doing? All right, so how about, let's see. Stork Locker says, how about a tour of the fuel flammable shed? I haven't really... We went into that shed, but I didn't really go around because it's not cleaned up. It's a mess in here in the shop right now, all around me. I'll clean up, and then it'll be a mess. And then I'll clean up, and it'll be a mess. Something I've got to go through. Let's pick you up, take you around a little bit. What did Wes just say? It's sunny. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in the Philippines, dude. Man, Wes Pandy from the Philippines. So this cart has got to get straightened out pretty soon. You see all these boxes? These are boxes of stuff I need to get unboxed, opened up. Stuff that I've ordered on Amazon. I got a new pair of overalls because they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I ordered me a pair of 42s so they wouldn't be so tight. Let's see. I am excited about this. And I get excited about paper towels. I got one of these paper towel dispenser things for shop towels, man. I'm excited about that. Little things. Why am I selling the Jeep? Says someone here. Catching a lot of flack for selling the Jeep. I cannot hang on to every piece of iron that comes through the gate. I simply cannot. This Jeep was my father's Jeep. The way my dad acquired the Jeep was he had honeybees. He kept honeybees back in probably 1984 is when he got the Jeep. The last title on that thing, I think, was like 77 or something like that. So Dad got the Jeep. He swapped like 10 beehives for the Jeep, popcorn the Jeep. Now, the last time I remember riding in this Jeep, I think I was somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 or 9 years old, and then was parked in the barn. So that Jeep hasn't ran since I was 8 or 9 years old. So I am selling the Jeep to my best buddy in the whole world. In other words, what better person to pass it on to than a guy with a ranch in Wyoming? And the Willys Jeep that we are building will be featured in magazines. It'll be featured on calendars. So my buddy owns a ranch where they do photo shoots for different companies, and the Jeep is going to do that. So passing the Jeep on to my best friend in the world and letting him enjoy it, and also letting the Jeep live out the rest of its life on a ranch, hauling around beers and whatever, and getting put in pictures with models crawling all over it. Holy crap, man, that's super cool. So I think it's awesome. I think it's a great legacy for the Jeep. SX Cummins, thank you for the $5 super chat. And it's okay to sell the Jeep. Sentimental value, you gotta understand that I determine the sentimental value for my vehicles, and some of my vehicles have more sentimental value and some of them don't. So I determine, and I'm not selling it to some stranger. I'm gonna have visitation. In other words, when we go out to Wyoming to my buddy's ranch, we'll get to see the Jeep and drive it around again. So it gets to come back. It'll be gone, and then it comes back, and it'll be gone from the videos, and it comes back. So it's going to be super fun. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And if it's broken when I get there, then I'll probably have to fix it. Good stuff. I hope I play some guitar soon. I put a new little song in that last video, guys. I don't know if you noticed that, but I wrote a new little song for the last video. I think it came out yesterday, working with the wood chipper. So if you didn't recognize, there was a new song in there when I got the chainsaws and loaded them up in the back of the Gator. So somebody was encouraging me to do some new music the other day. So good stuff. Oh, we're out in the shop. 299 people in the house. Awesome stuff. Mrs. Stoney Ridge still hasn't brought me the frosty adult beverage yet. I don't know. She must not be watching. Or she must not want to come out here in the cold. It's a little chilly. She doesn't do too good in the chilliness. We don't want her to freeze to death. So, who's standing behind me? The tractor? Decatur, Tennessee. So guys, I'm going to take some questions if you got anything. Looks like I've been raking. Yep, been using the landscape rake. That thing's tough. It's been doing a great job for me. It really has. We named the landscape rake Reiki Bobby. So that's Reiki Bobby. Welcome to the channel, Reiki Bobby. If you look at one of these 6-foot landscape rakes, I contacted Titan Attachments because we bought a Titan Attachments rake, and I said, hey man, I named my rake Reiki Bobby. I've got a YouTube channel. You guys want to maybe give us a coupon code for that? And they made a coupon code for Reiki Bobby. It's a 6-foot landscape rake. So if you go to Titan Attachments, Reiki Bobby is the discount code. It's pretty awesome. Rufus says, are you getting a dump truck? Here's a relevant question. Yes, Rufus. My stepfather has a dump truck that is having some problems, and it's broken down and it's burnt through some wiring on there. So we've talked about it, and we've talked about getting it out here to the farm, and we're gonna have to haul it with a tractor trailer to get it down here. So when we haul it with the tractor trailer down here, we'll get it off the truck and we'll start working on it and get it fired up. So how big are the fish in the pond? About that big. Biggest bass caught out of that pond while I was watching was my buddy the red beaver. He caught a bass out of there about 3.5 pounds, something like that. It's a monster. So Russ says, do you name all your vehicles or just popcorn? I think we're going to start naming things. That's Reiki Bobby. That's John Deere tractor. $100 truck, popcorn. The Grand National sitting over here. That's Darth Vader. The Super Sport Chevy pickup, that is Jesco. So, and I've got an autographed photo of Jesco white, and popcorn Sutton, and we're gonna hang it up somewhere here in the shop. But that's how Jesco got his name, because I had that picture. So popcorn and Jesco, cool stuff. Am I getting hogs? Am I getting hogs for the farm? Says Laura. That's the plan, Laura. We got to build a hog pen first. Excuse me. We got to build a hog pen first, and then we'll have hogs. Aunt Donna wanted to ask about Pop-Tarts. Okay, Pop-Tarts. Cows, when are the cows coming? I get this question all the time. WB says, when are the cows coming? And then we'll address Pop-Tarts. When are the cows coming? The cows can't come because we ain't got no fence yet. We got to build the fence. If you follow the channel, you know we don't have the fencing up yet. So the cows have to come after the fence, because we can't have cows just roaming around, you know, all willy-nilly cow, you know. Now, Pop-Tarts. Josh Bakis, this is a first-generation farm. I grew up on a farm in Southwest Virginia. This is starting a new first-generation farm. It's starting it from scratch. So, Pop-Tarts. When I went to my Aunt Donna's house, if Aunt Donna is in here, when we were kids, I went to my Aunt Donna's house, and she was the one that took us to school in the morning. Well, I grew up in the country, and I grew up in the family, and we lived off the land. Basically, Dad didn't want us buying sugary things from the store. He didn't want us going out and eating fast food, or even going out to eat. I only remember going out to eat as a young child, maybe twice. Once at the beach, and one time we went to Stoney's. Like, we didn't go out to eat. So Pop-Tarts were a real treat. When my parents split up when I was around 13 years old, and we go to Aunt Donna's house every morning. And Aunt Donna lives in a circa 1880 old farm home, and they have Pop-Tarts in the cabinet. And I would eat. I had no like filter on how much to eat, because I grew up in the country. We always had a ton of food, so I just ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. So, therefore, that's the Pop-Tart story for Donna. Somebody just said something about, I think Mrs. Stoney Ridge is bringing me a frosty beverage because the dogs just walked by. Woo-hoo. Somebody just said something about cows. Do cows fart much? Democrats running for president think so. So check this out. So we're in Europe. So we're over in Europe, you know, fancy Europe. We're not in fancy Europe. We're staying on farms. That's where we did. We stayed on farmsteads over in Europe. So we stayed on a dairy farm. Over there, they are taking dairy cows, and they're taking the manure from the cows and the methane gas that comes off the manure, and they're generating power with it. How cool. Vegans are against making power from methane gas, clean energy from the methane gas from the cows. The vegans are against making clean energy from that. It was just absolutely confusing to me. So it just seems strange. I don't get that. I'm not a vegan. I don't subscribe to it. Have I gone vegan before? Yes. Have I not eaten meat for a couple of weeks? Yes, I did. And I found myself wanting some meat, so I ate it. That's about all I got to say about being vegan. I don't hate vegans. Vegans can be vegans if they want to. It's all good. So, what we got here? What's your timeline on the fence? So, I'm waiting on my buddy Luke with Farm Fence Solutions to get over here to build the fence. So go to Farm Fence Solutions. He's got a channel, and post some comments. Say, let's get that fence built over on Stoney Ridge. What we're really waiting for is for the grass to get green, for the birds to start tweeting, and for springtime to come into play. So that's really what we're waiting on, is warmer weather. We want to put it up where we're not shivering and where we're not mucking through mud and stuff like that. So we're waiting on the best season for building the fence and the best season for filming building the fence for you guys, so that we can teach you the way the fences are made, the way the wire is made. We've already been to the wire factory. We want to teach you how it's all made, how it's all put together. And we want good weather for that. So we're waiting on sunny days, sunny spring days. So that's it. Somebody asked, about honeybees. So we'll be getting in the bee boxes pretty soon. We did lose one hive of bees this winter, so 1 out of 4 hives we did lose. I know how we lost it. I know exactly what happened. We had a huge windstorm followed by a huge rainstorm, and it was cold. The top blew off of the honeybee hive. So lesson learned, guys. Put a heavy stone on the top of your beehives or you could lose your hive. So top blew off. It rained in there, it got the bees cold, and that's what I think happened to them. So we'll get in that hive and we'll check it out pretty soon. I've got a bit of agenda right here that I wanted to say. I've talked to you about all the projects that are going on. Jeep body is off, thank goodness. We're going to hang on to the Jeep body and all the parts that we take off that Willis Jeep until we get done with the build in case we need something to save us some money on the build. So just so you know, are you going to do any modifications to the Jeep? Basically, we're just going to clean it up. Wouldn't it be cool to put like a LS motor in it or something like that? We're not doing all that. We're just going to clean it up, get it usable, get it serviceable, get it to where we can send it out to Wyoming running good and driving good, and just get it serviceable, get it usable. And that's what we want. That's what we want out of the Jeep. So, flower bed Jeep pot. That would be pretty cool. I've seen some pictures on the internet of flower bed Jeep pots. When we first bought the farm here, we first bought our first piece of land, which is what we're on right now, our 60 acres. There was a 1930s, early 1930s, late 1920s Chevrolet Victoria or Ford Victoria sedan. Anyway, it was laid over on its side down in the woods over there, and we tried so hard to salvage that thing, to turn it back up, and I was going to sit it in the flower bed and put like a planter box on the front and let it grow up. But when we touched it with the tractor to move it, it just went poof, just disappeared. So good stuff. Who just said that? Amen, brother. Gotta eat meat. Oh goodness. One lonely farmer still here. Awesome. Okay, now, next on the agenda, my channel's growing, guys. It's really growing. It's growing because of you, and I appreciate it so much. If you can, if you think about this, if you like videos, if you want to help out, I don't want money. I don't want anything other than I want the channel to grow. I like it to grow. I like for more people to be here. So share the videos on your Facebook if you have Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, tell your buddies, tell your friends, share your videos. It kind of goes from one person to 2 people to 4 people to it just grows like that. So it's pretty cool. So I encourage you, please pound the like buttons and share the videos and leave comments. And if you have advice, please leave that. That's Lexi. Lexi. Hey, Lexi. What you doing, girl? The dogs have been without me all day long. They're like, what are we going to do? Lexi is a sweetheart. Come here, Lekka. Come here, Lexi. Where you at? Where you at? Hey, say hello. Lexi is a sweetheart. She's a sweetie poo. Guys, I've got to get inside and wash all the dirt off of me. We got a compressor for the shop. So back here in that big box, in a future video, we're going to unbox that thing. And we got a bigger compressor because the compressor I had was not good. It was from the early 2000s and it's just shot. So we got a big shop compressor, got a great deal on it. Bought it at Lowe's. I don't get paid by Lowe's, but it's a Cobalt brand. I think Campbell Housefield makes all those. So over here, the Grand National is absolutely covered with dust. Do you see all the dust on that car? Ugh. So the dump truck's been running up and down the driveway all day long today and piling up dust on the Grand National. Ooh. So welcome to drier days. Drier days, more dust in the air. Well, folks, let's take 3 more questions from you, and then we're going to boogie on out of here. Hopefully you can see me. It hasn't froze up. What's for dinner? Already addressed that. What's for dinner? You're going to have to go back and watch, buddy. Freezer chicken. Chicken from the freezer from the farm. Let's see. How's that diet? That diet is not going on right now. Been working too hard, I guess. Good thing is working out in the field, I don't have a lot of time to munch all day, so that's good. It's not cold and rainy and I'm sitting in the house on the computer. When do you plant tomatoes? Says Michael Zinker. In our area, I think we are in zone, oh, don't call me on this. I think we're in zone 7. I think we are in part of North Carolina I'm in. Normally we put tomato plants in the ground somewhere between April 15th and April 31st, depending on weather and frost and stuff like that. That's put them in the ground, not plant and start the seeds. Hopefully we'll get the seeds started pretty soon. I like to use those little pucks, the medium-sized little Jiffy pucks. I like to use those. I think we're going to plant a Heinz tomato this year. We'll do our Silver Queen corn. Just so much going on. So much. Come here, Lexi. Come here, girl. You're my friend. Come on. She wants to be over here. She hears me talking. She's all weirded out by it. What you doing, girl? What's my dream tractor? I don't have a dream tractor, but I sure would like a cab tractor. But if I had a cab tractor out there today, I would have felt like I was tearing it up. So I'm pretty happy with what I've got. Pretty happy with it. What is this? Who was the guy who cut your land? He did a good job. Well, you'll have to email me for that. I think that's probably fairly private. Good time, blah, 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 chickens, 53. You want my 7530, says one lonely farmer. Is that's that older tractor, I think, isn't it? Or is that one of your bigger? That's one of the big dogs. That is one. Which tractor is that, one lonely farmer? Is that the one you let me get up in and sit and with the floating cab on it? That thing was really cool. One lonely farmer encouraged me to buy a tractor while I was over there in Europe and send it back. I think that's what he did. He goes over to England and gets a better deal on his tractor or something. You know, John Deere, we bought John Deere because I thought John Deere, American company, and these tractors are made in America. I think my tractor was made in Argentina. So, whoever just typed in Spanish, I'm sorry. I don't speak any Spanish. All right, one more good question. Yes, you can buy them in England. Tina just said, just got here. Welcome, Tina. Scott says, something. This thing goes by so fast. I plan to grow tomatoes and carrots in your grandpa's garden. Carrots are, in my opinion, hard to grow. Hard to grow, hard to plant, hard to pick up, or pick. How's the new chicken tractor? We still have the old chicken tractor, the PVC one. It's good. I mean, I don't know how a chicken coop can be, but it's as good as it can be. It's just sitting there with no chickens in it. Yes, somebody just said yes, they are a pain to grow. Who are your favorite YouTubers? You ain't gonna like this answer, so I'm not gonna tell you. You're licking on me, you licky thing. Who are my favorite YouTubers? Who do I watch? I like Stanley the Dirt Monkey. I like watching him. I watch Cletus McFarlane. I don't know if you guys watch Cletus. He does car stuff. He's always building something and doing something, going to the racetrack and having fun. And at some point, I'd like to go to the racetrack. So, and One Lonely Farmer. I'd say those are the top 3. Maybe watch one Wrangler Star video every 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe a couple Cletus McFarlane videos. I would say that I'll probably watch One Lonely Farmer more than anybody because I just like to hear a good One Lonely Farmer rant. And he's always up to something. So I heard we got accused of jet setting by another homesteading channel. I don't know if this is a farm channel, okay? I would say we homestead. We live on some land and we try to feed ourselves and we try to take care of ourselves off the land. So in that sense, we are homesteaders. But this is Stoney Ridge Farmer, not... Compressor kicked on! Hold on, timeout, team! A little compressor kicked on. Hold on. So I told you my compressor's too small. It just kicked on. I've got a little pancake compressor over there. Man, totally lost. This is Stoney Ridge Farmer channel. we kind of got dogged on another guy's channel, and I'm not even going to mention it. I think we were being referred to, me and my wife, as jet setters. I don't call myself a jet setter. We flew over to England on a sort of a work vacation. We had a good time. We stayed on a dairy farm. We learned a lot about farming. We learned how fence wire was made. We visited some factories and had a good time. So I certainly wouldn't call myself a jet setter, but anyway, please, we are your fans. You're a farm channel. I think I'm a farm channel. Somebody said trendy. Yes, I'm very trendy. Guys, pick up a shirt. They're cool. I like it. This hoodie feels good. This is the first hoodie that I have to buy them too. So I buy them just like you do. I go on the Bonfire site and I buy them just like you do. This shirt fits nice. And it's a double XL. That's normally what I wear. It fits loosely. It's comfortable. I like it. So this was my first one that I've ever bought for myself, the hoodies. And they're expensive. So they're like 35 bucks. They fit nice. Just so you know, you got a hoodie that you're going to use for years to come. So if what does this say? If you're a jet setter, what am I? One lonely farmer. I don't know, man. You're over there in the Philippines. Bring me something back cool, man. And stop by here in North Carolina and bring it to me. So, I don't know, something awesome. Food over there, man. I bet you are full all the time. Filipino food is absolutely delicious. It is super good. When is it a good time to plant grass, says Kevin Jones? And this will be the last question I will take for tonight. A good time to plant grass is about right now, just before the last frost, but the best time to plant grass where I live is in October, just before the wet season and just before the frosty season. So in October, where I am here in North Carolina, we're right on the North Carolina-Virginia border. So looks like I just saw outdoors Mike Morgan's in the house. Mike's channel is another channel that I really like to watch. Guys, if you haven't seen the video, I'm gonna give you a shout out, Mike. If you haven't seen Mike's video counting the rings on this big old oak tree that fell on his farm, if you haven't seen that video, that is super duper cool. He counts the rings all the way back to pre-Civil War. It's super awesome. So like when the light bulb was invented, pre-Civil War. If you haven't seen that video, leave here, go over to Mike's. Tell him I said hey, leave him a comment, said Josh says hey, and check that video out. That was really cool. And I wish I'd have done it first. I'm not going to copy you, but it was really cool. We've got a poplar tree down here like this big. I just wanted to count the rings, Mike Morgan style. Guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Pound that like button. We got 323 people in here. Let's get it up to 200 before we go. Come on, do it for me. Let's do it. Get it up. North Country Off Grid in the house. Man, I'm leaving. It's been 40 minutes, and I got to get in and eat. Mrs. Stoney Ridge is waiting for me, but welcome North Country Off Grid. North Country Off Grid, hopefully soon to be Discovery Channel Off Grid, which would be pretty awesome. All right, 186 likes. Can we get there? Can we do it? Bring the 200. Oh, goodness. 193. It shows me you care now. Oh, goodness. Well, JT says dead chickens for dinner. Well, we're not going to eat live chickens, bud. Oh, sir. We're going to eat cooked chickens, though, not chicken sushi. Not good for the belly. Not good for the old tum. Guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'm going to get in here with Mrs. Stoney Ridge and enjoy the rest of my evening, take a shower, and fall asleep on the couch. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Lots of cool, fun videos